We don't make enough time for love right now. We don't create enough temple space for our relationships. We need to create that space where we're committed to having a deep conversation. This has to do with our relationships and our families too. You know, too many computers at the dinner table, too many phones on at the dinner table, too many tablets at the dinner table. And it's a way of avoiding relationship. I was at a restaurant once, and there were a few adults, and there was a little baby in a high chair, really a little baby, and the little baby was sitting there with his or her screen, little baby screen. I was thinking something's really wrong about this, because that was the age where a baby's brain, that baby should be looking around the table, picking up clues subconsciously, the little brain developing that says that other people matter and how other people relate to each other. We're training our own children to avoid human contact, to avoid relationship. I'll see people like at a movie, and two people like on a date, and they're waiting for the movie to start, and they're both on their phones. I see this in my life because I travel on airplanes a lot. And I used to always say, most of what I learn on airplanes, because it's so interesting talking to people who you wouldn't have known in any other circumstance necessarily, and they don't know you, and you don't know them. And I've had such rich conversations on airplanes because everybody's a little more real, because, you're more aware of, possibilities. So I used to find such rich conversation on airplanes. Now, you sit down, everybody's already got their earbuds in, they're already looking at their tablet. What are we doing? This is avoidance of relationship. So much has gone wrong in our society today that is like a fabric that has been rent, and we have to put it together one stitch at a time. Attacking each other, judging each other, it's like a sword, and it's tearing everything apart. But love and reaching out, it's like a sewing needle. But the Course in Miracles says there's no such thing as a neutral thought. So just not being there at all. You might say, well, I don't wish that person any harm. But we need to do more than not wish other people harm. We need to reach out. And that's why even casual relationships can be as significant as what we think of as these big, grand relationships. And one of the things I've noticed in my life is if I'm not practicing the truth and the core of relationships with just the people that I see as I go through the day, I don't know where I get that later that night, right? I'm going to be like, the great love person that I want to be when I haven't been sort of practicing all day. I've been withholding from myself the real richness of human contact. This is something we have to practice. This is something new in the history of the world, that there is so much to distract us from being there for each other. And so relationship and being good at relationship is something that we have to make a conscious decision to actually practice. And we practice it by realizing every time a person is in front of you, that's someone to love.